What's going on out there, world? It's that boy Houdini back with another one as to how you should sail to your independence. But this is one thing everybody has to be aware of that I really have just been sitting around thinking about for the last couple of months. Just, as I've been doing my own odyssey, experiencing my own things within the business world and realizing a lot of reasons as to why a lot of Aboriginals here in America, like, haven't really had the opportunity to build their success. And I think I've seen one of the main reasons why. If you just think every day on your normal daily basis, especially with men out here, the Aboriginal men, just how hard it is for you to, just have basic things, or how hard it is for you to basically maintain that. Some people out here may enjoy marijuana. Some people out here, may enjoy eating on a day-to-day basis, like we all do, and of course we all got to pay bills and do other things. And, it's just think about how, on a day-to-day basis, just how you have to maintain that. And, it is, of course, everybody has to sacrifice for certain things, to get to a higher level of status in life that they want. But sometimes you have to kind of question yourself, it makes you think to yourself, like, man, am I hustling hard enough, or am I like doing enough to really like get where I'm supposed to be? And the majority of the time you are. It's like if you getting up every day, you going to work 5 days a week, you putting in your 40+ hours, you hustling, man. You out here doing your thing. And if you can get up every day in a 12-month schedule and do that, then you out here hustling as hard as you could possibly hustle. I mean, it's some people that try to do superhuman things, where they work 2 jobs, where they probably going and getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning and then working 8 to 4 at one place and then 5 to 12 at another one. So it's some people out here who even doing it like that, which is something I wouldn't really recommend because it's going to burn you out in the long run. But it's some people out here who attempt to do that because they feel like that's just their drive and their momentum as to where they feel like it build their success. But it all has to come to a certain point where you create a system, as I've said before. And one of the main reasons I'm starting to realize why a lot of Aboriginal men in America really are having an issue with really building businesses and being successful is because, like I said, man, it's the people that are out here, struggling and that are out here working jobs, they're not getting paid enough money. Like I said, they're paying their bills and they don't really have that much left over afterwards. And they keep going in this cyclical, lifestyle. They don't really have anything set up for them to where they can make some additional income unless they were to do the thing, like I said, where you working 2 jobs and you burning yourself out. And to be honest, everybody's just not going to do that. And honestly, it's no real true result to that. Honestly, you might get a paycheck or whatever, but once you done spent all that money on whatever you need to spend it on, you pretty much back to square one again, unless you've done something that's going to get you out of all that. But majority of the time you can't do that because you still gonna have to have your time invested with that money. So, I mean, that's one of the main things I'm starting to see. And I'll give you an example of that. When I was working at McDonald's, let's say that when I was doing that 5 days during the week and I was getting my little check for $500 or whatever every 2 weeks. And I just felt like that wasn't enough. I mean, the way that it should be in this society, honestly, it should be to where it should be somebody out here that has the same, skin tone as me. And that probably has gone through the same ritual that I had to go through at the age that I am, probably when they were younger, that should have a business to where I should be able to call them. Let's say this guy has a painting business, for instance. I should be able to call this guy and be like, hey, even though I'm not trying to be your employee, you understand that basically I'm out here, I'm trying to build my own system. I'm trying to really establish something to where everybody else can kind of have their own thing. We don't have to keep being out here, just fucked up and relying on and begging and depending on everybody for everything. And we can actually be out here providing shit for people to where this shit could actually, be somewhat beneficial for everybody. Instead of everybody waking up every day feeling like they got to go to some job and put in all these hours and get nothing out of it at the end of the day. I mean, it should be something where I should be able to go to that guy, tell him, hey, I'm trying to do this with my business. Do you think I could work with you, this weekend, make a couple of dollars, it just get some little extra money and then be able to go on that Sunday. Let's say I do that Saturday and then that Sunday get up and go to work And then probably if I needed some more money that next week, maybe be able to work with that guy. But I've noticed out here with a lot of a lot of these people out here, these so-called black people that's out here in America that do have these positions and that are in these opportunities where they could provide people with the chance to go out here and maybe do something in according to what I said. They want you to be basically enslaved under them. They want you to be like their employee. I'll give you an example. It was a couple of months ago. It was a cleaning contract I was trying to get where I was going to get some houses and stuff. But the one lady wanted me pretty much to be like her employee. She wanted me to go at this one location and work in the evenings from 7 to 10 p.m., in order for me to get those contracts. And that's like, that's not what I had intended in mind. But it's like people want you to be pretty much up under them instead of for you to branch out and build something else to where because you're not going to ever make no money with somebody being up under you like that. That's just going to help make you feel safe that your business is running successfully. But you ain't really going to ever make no money doing that. And, and that's just how it should be. Honestly, the way I look at it is, because with my cleaning business, whenever I get contracts for this stuff, if somebody wanted to work with me for the day and I didn't probably see that person for about 2 months and then they came back, I wouldn't care because I knew at the end of the day what they out here doing, what they're trying to, what they're trying to succeed at. And I know what what my company basically, what my purpose is just to provide people the opportunity. So they ain't got to be sitting out here fucked up with nothing in their pockets. Like I said, sitting around with no weed to smoke, sitting around with no food to eat. You just, you done went a whole damn month with your phone being turned off and you ain't got no money to put on the bill. You know what I'm saying? Your car sitting in the driveway because you ain't got no way to get no gas money and shit. And it's been sitting in the driveway for about 2 weeks. You begging and scraping up money from 3 different people just to get a damn Uber or a bus ride just to get to work and shit. Just so people don't have to worry about shit like that. That's really what my business is for. It's so that people can have money to avoid those problems so they can use their other money to build up and get some type of business for themselves so that maybe they can replicate the same thing that I'm doing. And that's the only way that this shit is really going to change. But nobody really seems to understand that. And that's why I'm starting to really see why a lot of these folks, when they get money, they just end up just saying, fuck all y'all. Like, fuck all y'all. Cause y'all niggas just don't seem to get it. It don't matter how much money a motherfucker can put in your hand. When you give it something, you gonna always feel like you ain't enough. Or when you see somebody doing something that you ain't able to do, you gonna always feel like, that they owe you something. Just because you don't have nothing. And that shit is sick, bro. It's like, that's the reason why this shit is so fucked up out here with the money and why niggas ain't really getting no money like that. They ain't really keeping it like that. Because like I said, if they out here working all these hours at these fucking jobs and shit, and you only getting paid every 2 weeks or whatever, and they set you on this set budget, man, it's like they already know how to accommodate your life. They already know what you're going to spend on your bills. They already know what you're going to spend on your overhead every month. They already know what you're going to spend on for entertainment purposes. They already done set up stuff, set up for you so you can go out here and just spend money on consumerism so that you don't feel so bad about what you got to get up and do every day. And you never going to really know that, hey, you know what I'm saying? I could actually take this money and instead of me buying, this bottle of liquor, for the weekend, these Jordans, and some damn Versace belt and all this other bullshit that these niggas basically promoting, for y'all to wear and feminize y'all. Instead of me, taking the money to buy all that bullshit this Saturday, a nigga could be like, shit, well, I could just get this 300 and go buy me a lawnmower. And maybe with this lawnmower, I could go on Craigslist and answer one of these ads where these people be needing landscapers and shit. And then maybe I could, on the weekends, when I'm not working my job, I could go do some of these contracts and I could get me and my friend and me and him could go do it. And then maybe like I said, if this guy, let's say this guy end up working and doing the landscaping jobs with you and you working your job during the week. So it ain't like you need the money like that. Let's say you doing it and, you making your little side money and shit. And then you get the money and then your friend, he makes some money out of it. And let's say you build your business, your landscaping business up to where it's like, shit, you don't even need to work your job anymore. And now your guy could probably be working a job and then doing a little work with you. And let's say this guy know how to do tree removal service or something. Shit, he could just get some low money, get him a fucking tree remover machine or whatever, and then go do his own business with that. You know what I'm saying? And then you could probably get paid off of his shit and yours. And then let's say he would run that same system and with his tree remover service, let's say it's somebody who out there that's doing leaf blowing or some shit like that. And then he do the same thing where he came in, he probably worked with you doing a little landscaping and painting and shit. He worked with the other dude doing, the tree removal service. And let's say that he know the leaf blowing shit and he get his own money and buy his own leaf blower. And that's, he got a leaf blowing business. And now he out of this shit. And it's just keep going. But nobody's thinking like that. Nobody's trying to build that type of pyramid. All y'all niggas be worried about is a pint of lean and some fucking Jordans, bro. And then to be sitting around coming to me talking about, oh, we gonna get this shit together and black people gonna do this. Y'all niggas ain't gonna do shit, man. This point, it's like, ain't nobody gonna do shit out here. Unless a motherfucker willing to follow that method I just said, that's the only way this shit finna change economically. I could make 1 million tapes on this shit. I could tell motherfuckers all this shit is what they could do to really build some income. But if you ain't doing that shit right there, you really are fucked out here. And this shit ain't never gonna change. Cause like I said, everybody out here got all these business ideas and all this shit on how they gonna do this stuff, but they don't never execute them because they don't be never having the money behind that shit. They don't be never having the money, but the reason they can't get the money because they out here working and shit like that. And then when they have little problems like transportation, like I said, sanity by not having no weed, they don't have no food or some shit like that. And they gotta basically take on those problems. Then it's like they fucked up again and they got to go back to square one. So when you keep going back to square one over and over and over again, you get too old to try to damn build a business. You get too old to be sitting here trying ideas. You got to just stick to what works. And that's how people be living out here. And that's why this shit is never going to change economically unless motherfuckers start doing that shit. That's the only way this shit going to change. And fuck, it ain't even just about no black people. It's really like you got to use that type of ethics among everybody. It ain't even got nothing to do with race. This shit got to do with what you doing business right among everybody. And if you ain't using that shit out here, man, it's like ain't none of this shit gonna change. It's just gonna keep getting worse. Motherfuckers gonna have to keep working for people. They gonna have to keep being enslaved. Niggas gonna have to keep working 3 jobs and shit like that just to survive. And this shit ain't never gonna get better. Like, cause nobody understands that structure. And it's wild, man. It's wild. I've been seeing that a lot lately. And that's really one of the main issues is that, why people fail their sale to independence. They don't understand that structure because just cause you got one business and then all these people out here got all these fucking businesses out here. And like I said, man, it's like they don't have nobody that's working with them like that. They ain't really growing nothing on the business. They just got an LLC and that's it. You ain't making no money on the LLC. So what's the point of even fucking having that shit and paying the taxes on it and you ain't making no money? Like that don't make no damn sense to me. And that's literally why people out here struggling and not getting no money like that, man. So I want y'all to stay tuned because I got some more shit coming. Like I said before, I got a documentary I'm getting ready to make as showing what I've actually been doing in the Scorpio&Sebek universe, lately, and everything I've been doing economically is showing how you can prosper and sell to your independence. But one of the main things you got to understand is that in order for this thing to work is you got to get you and everybody else that's thinking like you, that you sit around and conjure and talk to your ideas and your friends and your buddies with about this kind of shit. Everybody got to have that same mentality. And if it's somebody asking for some money about some shit, you know what I'm saying? That's cool that they may probably want to, get some help and it's cool for you to support them. But you got to make sure that they got a plan that's actually going to work. It's got to be something that's proficient. It's like if you giving them money at the end of the day, yeah, y'all may be cool and yeah, you want to help people out and shit. But you got to realize too that if you're going to help somebody else, they got to have an efficient plan. They got to already have thought out how they shit is going to work, how it's going to benefit other people and how it's going to benefit mainly the person that's putting the money involved in that shit. And, and you just got to do that shit, man. Or you ain't going to be successful out here. Or it's just going to be one person that's going to be the main fucking feeder for everybody to be successful. And then that person ain't going to do nothing but enslave everybody. And that's what the fuck going on out here. You know what I'm saying? Don't you see that shit going on in the music shit? Don't you see these rappers out here doing all this shit just to get this money? And like I said, these niggas getting broke off, no money on their contracts. They got to be doing 1 million fucking shows just to get their money. They hustling. They ain't got nothing out here working for them. They hustling. No different than a nigga out here at his job. No different than a nigga out here selling drugs or whatever. So y'all stay tuned. Be aware of this shit.